Okay, so you may go ahead and write your names in a chat box. And today, we will continue our discussion on perfect tenses. Yeah. So let me share my screen. Have I shown you my setup yet? This this is, I think, the best setup for me. So I'll just quickly show you, so you don't wonder why I am always looking up to that side. Oops. The people in speech class would have seen this. I'll stop moving here. There, you're on TV. Okay. So, there, that's my TV. So I always, if I look that way, it means I am watching you guys. Okay. And then this is my computer. I'm looking at it right now. So everything that I'm sharing is on my computer. And then our chat is there, plus all of your beautiful faces. Okay. So, perfect. Oops. Let's get to the right page. What did we say last time? The quote that I asked you to remember. If it's perfect, you have to have, you're not, the have, right? If it's perfect, you have to have the have, which means that that's how you form your perfect tenses. All your perfect tenses will always have the have verb. See, have the have verb. But in the proper form. So last time, we started with the present perfect tense or the perfect present tense. Like I said, no, they can be interchangeable. So the present perfect tense is formed by always using the third form. Yeah, third form of the verb. So run, ran, run. Swim, swam, swum. Play, played, played. Yeah. Choose, chose, chosen. So third form. Chosen, played, run, swum. Yeah. But you have to have the have. So you just have to remember what kind of have verb do you use. For the present perfect tense, you use either has for singular subjects, right? And you use the have for plural subjects. Okay? And I and you, the pronouns I and you. Yeah? So for the perfect present tense, you have to think about what is the subject. Is the subject plural? Is the subject singular? So you choose has or have. But the form of the verb will always be the third form. Yeah? It's kind of redundant nga kasi when we say third form, the third form always has the have verb. Okay. So when do we use the present perfect tense? there's already a simple present tense. Why is there a perfect present tense? No? So the present perfect tense talks about something that's already completed as of the time that you are speaking. Okay, so hang on a minute. I thought the past tense talks about an action in the past or a state of being in the past. That's the difference, no? The action is completed. If it's perfect, the action is completed. But the point of view is at the time that you are speaking. Yeah? Normally, you use the present perfect to stress something that is already done, is already done, is already complete. Yeah? And that's why most often than not, when you use the present perfect tense, there's the word already. In Filipino, sorry, Asaph. In Filipino, the term that we use is the word na. Tapos na. Kumain na ako. Right? So already. So this is a typical Filipino English, no? I have eaten already. I have finished my work already. Okay, the already always appears at the end. But in English, in the English language, the already should be in between the two verbs, the auxiliary and the main verb. So instead of saying I, let me make this narrower. Oops. It's thinner. I have eaten already. Instead of saying that, this is Filipino English. What you should be saying is, I have already, sorry for my writing, eaten. I have already finished my work. Okay? I have already heard that song. Not, I have heard that song already. Yeah, but Filipino English, our tendency is to put the already at the end. Because when we speak Filipino, we put the na at the end. Kumain na ako. Yeah? Kumanta na siya. She has already sung. Okay? So that's just something I wanted to bring to our attention. No? Really, it's no big deal. Right? Even if you say the already at the end, it's not a big deal. But American English, British English, no, the already should be placed in the middle of the two verbs. I have already, right? Because our two verbs are have and eaten. Yeah? Okay. So, when do we use the perfect present tense? When we want to stress that the action has completed or is completed at this or at the time that you are speaking. Yeah, I already ate, but that's the correct way. I already ate. But Filipino English, I ate already. Although since there's no auxiliary verb, that's more either way is acceptable. The rule of putting the already is really about if there's an auxiliary verb. So have is your auxiliary verb, and then already, and then your main verb. Okay? All right. Your clues or indicators when you want to use the present perfect tense, aside from already, no, would be since, then, or so far, or before. Okay? As you notice, no, there's no specific time. When in the past did it complete? The simple past tense, it tells you when in the past the action happened. Yesterday, last year. Yeah, specific point in the past. Last year, yesterday, this morning, if it's already the afternoon, right? But the present perfect tense, the action has already been completed, but there's no clear indication of when in the past it got completed. So your clues, as I said, as we see here, no, before, since then, so far. The dog has done that before. So we know that whatever the dog did, it's already finished. We just don't know when in the past it finished. Yeah. The child has changed since his parents disciplined him. Since that time. But we don't know exactly when. Was it yesterday? Was it January 1, 2020? Okay. You have grown 6 inches so far. Okay. Again, there's a time reference in the past, but not an exact time reference in the past. So far. Yeah. Another instance when you could use the present perfect, and that's when we stress the already or the just. Okay? Like when I came in, oh, I have just come out of my class, my previous class, right? Literally. Okay? So another instance that we use the perfect present is when we want to emphasize, oh, at this moment, the action has just been completed. Okay? So just before the current time. So that's why your context clues could be just and or already. I have just finished memorizing that verse. Yeah? Because right now is our verse quiz. Don't do that, huh? That's not good practice. And I'm preaching to myself too. You only memorize the verse just before the verse quiz. You may get a perfect score for your verse quiz, but it won't stick to your head. No? You won't remember it later on. Becky has already completed her project. Okay? And then we can also use the present perfect tense for actions that have been repeatedly done in the past. Yeah? The past, so context clues many times. In the past year, in the past months, for the past X years. No? Or not for the past, but in the past year. Okay? So our Bible school teachers have shared the gospel to us several times. No? So the sharing has been completed, but we don't know exactly when. Okay? But we just know that they have done this already. They have already, see, Filipino English. They have already done this. The pastor has read the Bible 4 times in the past year. In the past year. You can also use the perfect tense for experiences that you have experienced. Yeah. So I have been to Baguio. Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? You know that I don't know I just know the first stanza maybe of that rhyme. No? I've been to London to visit the Queen. So I have been, because it's an experience. that you have experienced. Yeah. My friend has tasted my mom's cooking. Again, no reference of a specific time in the past, but you just know it's done. It's finished. Yeah. And also, you can use the perfect present for accomplishments. I have won. Of course, it's also correct to say I won. Yeah. No problem there. But you can also say I have won. You're just emphasizing that it's an accomplishment. Okay? The doctors have found a cure for COVID-19. We hope, no? We don't know when that will happen. But we wait for the day. Unless the rapture comes first. Yeah. I'm waiting for the rapture. All right. So that's your perfect present. Okay? Things that you need to know. Context clues, instances when you should use the perfect present or when you may use the perfect present, and definitely how to form the perfect present. You have to know the subject, singular, plural. Now, next, perfect past. Again, if it's perfect, you have to have the have. So the perfect past is formed using the third form with the have verb. But since it's past, you use the past form of your have verb. So had. And in the past, in the perfect past, you do not need to know if the subject is singular or plural. Yeah, it will always be had. Okay, for the perfect past. This is the most common, most usual use of the perfect past. If there are two actions or an event and an action in the past, and you want to emphasize that one action happened first before the other action. Okay? So if we think about the timeline, this is the now, this is the present. You are speaking in the present. No? And then there's always an X and a Y action. Okay? So, in our example, I had never seen such a beautiful beach before I went to Boracay. What are the two actions there? So you have two verbs in the same sentence. Nah? What are the two verbs there? And it's not a compound verb, ha? Can you type in our chat box? What two verbs can you see in this example? Seen, yeah? Okay, so I'll use the first form, ha? So, see and go, right? So, I'm just using the first form, but you're right. Yeah. Okay. So, which happened first? The seeing or the going? Okay. So, the verb, the action of going happened first. Yeah? And then, the action of seeing. So, the X, you have an X action, the first action that happened, and then you have a Y action, the second action that happened. If you want to emphasize this fact that something happened before the other thing happened, then you use the perfect past. Okay? You use the perfect past form for the Y. And then for the one that happened first, you use the simple past form. So for the Y, perfect past. For the X, simple past. Okay? So another example. What are the two verbs in this example? I had already closed the windows when it started raining. Oh, no. Hang on a minute. I knew there was something wrong. What happened first? The reason why we, including me, got confused is because we forgot to consider the negative adverb never. Yeah? So the fact that you have not seen happened first, because after you saw it, then the action of not seeing is already not true. Understand what I'm saying? Okay. So actually, this is the wrong way around. So we include here the never so that it's clearer. And then go. Okay? So the fact that the never seeing actually happened before going. Because once you went, you already saw. Yeah? So the perfect past is the X, the very first action that happened first. Yes, Danielle?
Doesn't that mean there's a third factor? If you say that you never saw is the first,
Mm-hmm.
then there has to be another C between go and now.
It's kind of already implied that once you've gone there, you already also saw. Yeah, it's kind of already implied. This is peculiar to when we use the word never as an experience. Yeah. So like I have never been to London until my company sent to me. Yeah. So when the company sent you, then it's implied that you went to London also. Kind of. Yeah. With the never. I'm looking. Yeah, you're still confused.
Just a question.
Uh-huh.
Is not doing something still considered an action if there's no action?
Yeah. Because really the verb is still an action verb, right? You're just saying it didn't happen or you didn't do it, something like that. But the verb is still an action verb. Okay? That's why the adverb no, not, never is not part of the verb because it negates. Right? That's what it does. It negates the action. The adverb not negates the action. Okay. So, the next example is much easier because we don't have the negation. We don't have the never or the not. Yeah? So, which one happened first? What is your X and what is your Y? And then you have the now. What is the X? What happened first? Okay, close, right? You close the window. And then rain. Yeah? So the way that you write your sentence, the X, the verb in the X, no, the one that happened first will be past perfect. And the one in the Y will be simple past. Yeah? That's why when this sentence was written, it said, I had already closed the windows. When it, our verb is not rain. Our verb is start. Note to teacher, use less confusing examples to demonstrate this. Okay? The word raining here is actually acting as a noun, which is a gerund, which is a lesson that comes later, much later in this class. No? So the verb in this example, I will write it down. Change examples for next year. Okay. Okay. So the verb is the word start. Yeah. So this is written in the simple past. We know it's in the simple past because there are no auxiliary verbs. Yeah, the simple tenses don't have auxiliary verbs. Okay? Okay, third example. Number 3. X and the Y. Let's see if we will get this perfectly. No corrections. Okay, the X. What happened first? Seeing or understanding? So understand is one word. Okay. So the X is seeing. Yeah? Before you can understand something, you have to, well, in this case, the context is they saw the movie, right? Or the film. How will they know if we don't send them? Or if no one is sent? Sorry, I'm rephrasing the verse. Yeah? So you saw first and then you understood. So the X action will be written in the past perfect. So the children had seen the film, and then they understood. This is just a different way of writing the sentence. The context clue here is after. Yeah. You can rewrite this and say, after they had seen the film, the children understood the story. That's also possible, right? You rearrange that. But the after tells you which happened first and which happened next. Yeah? So really, you use the perfect past in this context when you want to emphasize that there were two actions that happened in the past and one happened first before the other one. Okay? And then, perfect future. More confusion. Perfect future. It's talking about an action that you are guaranteeing will be completed in the future. Okay? But before, or not before, before something else gets completed. So that's the difference, no? Simple future, you're just saying something will happen in the future. But here, perfect future, you're saying something will happen in the future, will finish in the future, before another thing gets finished. So again, two actions, but now in the future. Two actions that you're saying will be completed in the future, one after the other. Yeah? So, let me erase this for our future tense examples. Let's use orange. Okay, so the timeline now is different. This is now, we're speaking now at this moment, but we are saying things will complete in the future. X and Y again. X happens and then Y happens. Yeah, in the future. So let's see. What are your two actions here in the first example? And which is X, which is Y? So, okay, which is X, Christian? Which is Y? Is that the order? X is learn and move is Y? Yeah? Is that what you're saying? Ah, okay. Okay. So, right? So before, see? Before she moves to Beijing, the learning Chinese will be completed. Let me just, okay. All right. So the first action, X, will be written in the perfect future. And then the second action, Y, will be written in the simple present. Okay? Simple present. Perfect future. Sorry, I know my handwriting is bad. Perfect future. Okay, for the X. And then simple present for the Y. Yeah? Oh, but I forgot to emphasize how do you form the perfect future? You use the future tense of the word have, which is will have. And then the verb will still be the third form. Yeah? So for the word choose, perfect present is have chosen or has chosen. For the word choose, perfect past is had chosen. Still, third form, chosen. The what changes is your auxiliary verb. Perfect future will have chosen. Yeah, still the third form. So again, it's only the auxiliary that will change depending on the timing. Is it past, present, or future? So you only have to worry about the tense of the auxiliary verb. Yeah? Okay, so she will have learned enough Chinese before she moves to Beijing. Okay? Let's see for number 2. What is X and what is Y? So you can write in the chat box X and then the verb, Y and then the verb. Okay. Only one answer is different. But this should be got. The word, oh, get is the first form. Clean and get. Yeah? What we're saying is, who comes home? He. Let's think of it as the husband. When the husband comes home, the house will already be clean. Yeah? That's kind of what this sentence is saying. So, she, the wife, will have already finished cleaning the house by the time or even before the husband gets home. Okay? That's the sense of the sentence. So that's why the cleaning action happens first, and then the getting home action. Yeah? And that's why the clean here is written in the perfect future. And then the word get is written in the simple present. Now, because she is the subject, or she is the one that he pala. He is the one that does the action of getting home. Yeah? And he is singular, then you need to remember you have to write the simple present in the plural form. Yeah? So many things to consider. That's why verb tenses are confusing, no? And we are still halfway there. There are still 6 more verb tenses that we have to talk about. So I'm even if we have to move, no, adjust our time, that's fine. We need to take time discussing verbs. For the others, adjectives, adverbs, we can maybe just discuss them with a shorter time frame. Okay. All right, let's just all take a deep breath, clear our minds, because what comes next with our exercises. Woohoo! Okay, but it's not just how to write the perfect tenses. It's figuring out when to use what. Not the answers. Ooh, hang on a minute. Sorry. I did not want to do that. This first. Verb tense. Simple past, present, perfect. On scratch papers, write down your answers. And then we will maybe just for the first 3, so we can discuss the answers. And then we will continue with the drills next. What is today, Thursday? Tomorrow. So your choices for your tenses will actually only be simple past or present perfect. You have to decide which verb to use in the simple past or in the present perfect. Okay? Simple past versus, sorry, I'm moving up and down. but I want there. So take note. These are your only choices for this exercise. So 1, 2, 3. The verbs here, and then just use the word never daw in this sentence. But never is not a verb. So that's already a clue for you. Okay, 1 minute. And then we will answer. "30 seconds. Right? Ready? There are 3 blanks. Okay. Did you like, so number 1, sorry if I forgot to stress, but I hope you caught that this is in one context, not in one conversation. Sometimes you have to be in a specific context before you can decide the right tense. So letter A, person A asks, did you like the movie Star Wars? And then letter B, person B says, I don't know. I don't know. I have never seen that movie. Or you will see this also, no? A contraction of I have. I've never seen that movie. Why is our choice here the perfect present or present perfect? Remember, for experiences, you can use the present perfect. Danielle, you have a question, or are you frozen? Okay. Right? Questions?
I
Did you
put it in the chat now.
Oh, I'm sorry. How about never saw? That's also acceptable, no? You say, I never saw that movie. Yeah? Oh yeah, and your choices are either simple past or present perfect. Yeah. Okay? But again, there's a slight nuance in the connotation. For me, I think of present perfect as emphasizing something. No? So if you want to stress the fact that you have never seen the movie, then you say you have never seen the movie. And again, another use of the perfect present is for an experience. Yeah? Okay. Next. Sam right? Why? Why do we know we need to use the simple past? a week ago. That's our clue. It's a perfect, I know, sorry, not perfect. It's a specific point in the past. So just use the simple past. Yeah? Next, my best friend and I blank each other for over 15 years. What's your clue? For over 15 years. If we look at our syllabus, our messy syllabus, yeah, here, several actions completed in the past up to the time that you're speaking. That's the instance being shown in this example or in this context, no? So, my best friend and I, what's the subject? We're talking about we're talking about the present tense. So we need to think singular, plural verb. What's our subject? Singular or plural? We have a compound subject, right? Best friend, I. So those are two already. So have, and then the third form, known. Yeah, have known. Okay, so we have several more to go through on tomorrow. No more exercises. And this is still the simple stuff. I'm not talking about simple pasta. This is still the easy stuff because this is just a combination of two possible tenses. We will still go through my boyfriend and I knew each other. I think this one still for number 3, Danielle. This one really asks for a perfect present. So after this, I'm not sure if we will answer all the exercises here, but see, we have other exercises. 3 possible tenses in combination. Simple past, perfect present, perfect past. That's just 3. What about if you have already learned all 12 tenses? Woohoo! Okay, so lots of exciting things in your future. Future perfect. In your perfect future. Just remember, if it's perfect, you have to have the have. Yeah. All right. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye. I can finally eat.